THHW wire should not be run in water to cross a pond. THHW wire is not designed for submersion in water and can pose a safety hazard if used in that manner. THHW wire is a type of thermoplastic high heat resistant wire commonly used for electrical wiring in homes and other buildings. It is not waterproof and can deteriorate quickly when exposed to water. Submerging THHW wire in water can lead to electrical shorts, electrical shocks, or even fires. If there is a need to cross a pond with electrical wiring, a type of wire that is specifically designed for submersion in water should be used. There are several types of waterproof wire available, such as submersible pump wire or marine wire. These wires are designed to withstand the harsh conditions of being submerged in water and will provide a safe and reliable electrical connection. When selecting wire for any electrical application, it's crucial to understand the wire's insulation type and its intended use. THHW insulation is suitable for dry and wet locations, but it is not intended for direct burial or submersion. The National Electrical Code, NEC, provides guidelines for the proper use of different types of wiring. Understanding these guidelines is essential for ensuring safety and preventing electrical hazards. Using the incorrect type of wire can lead to insulation breakdown, corrosion, and ultimately, a dangerous situation. Always consult with a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate type of wire for the specific application. Consider the environmental factors and any potential hazards before installing any electrical wiring. For instance, if wiring is to be run underground, direct burial rated cable like underground feeder off cable is required. This type of cable has a robust outer jacket that protects the conductors from moisture, chemicals, and physical damage. In contrast, THHW wire, while suitable for some wet locations within a conduit, lacks the necessary protection for direct burial. When dealing with water, the risk of electrical shock increases significantly. Water is an excellent conductor of electricity, so any compromised wiring can create a path for current to flow through the water and into anything or anyone in contact with it. This is why it is vital to use only approved and properly installed wiring methods in and around water. Ground fault circuit interrupters, GFCIs, are also crucial safety devices in these areas. A GFCI constantly monitors the current flowing in a circuit. If it detects an imbalance, which indicates that current is leaking to ground, it will quickly trip the circuit and cut off the power, preventing a potential shock. GFCIs are typically required in bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas where water is present. When planning an electrical installation near a pond or any body of water, it's important to consider the following aspects. Firstly, the type of wire must be suitable for wet locations or submersion depending on the specific requirements. Secondly, all wiring connections must be made in waterproof enclosures to prevent moisture from entering and causing corrosion or shorts. Thirdly, the circuit should be protected by a GFCI to minimize the risk of electrical shock. Fourthly, the installation should comply with all applicable codes and regulations. Fifthly, regular inspections should be conducted to ensure that the wiring and equipment are in good condition. Choosing the right wire is only one part of the equation. Proper installation techniques are equally important. When making connections, use waterproof connectors and sealants to prevent moisture from entering the junction box. Support the wiring properly to prevent it from sagging or rubbing against surfaces. Avoid sharp bends in the wire, as this can damage the insulation. Always disconnect the power before working on any electrical wiring. If unfamiliar with electrical work, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the installation. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and it's important to take all necessary precautions to protect against electrical shock. Understanding the properties of different types of wire is also important. THHN thermoplastic high heat nylon is another common type of wire used in electrical wiring. It is similar to THHW, but it has a nylon jacket that provides additional protection against abrasion and chemicals. THHN wire is also suitable for dry and wet locations, but it is not intended for direct burial or submersion. The W in THHW stands for water resistant, but this does not mean waterproof. It means that the insulation can withstand some exposure to moisture, but it is not designed for continuous submersion. Other types of wire, such as THHW, cross-linked polyethylene high heat resistant, water resistant, are also commonly used in electrical wiring. THHW wire has a higher temperature rating than THHW wire, and it is also more resistant to moisture and chemicals. It is suitable for a wider range of applications, including some direct burial applications. When selecting wire, it's important to consider the ampacity, which is the amount of current that the wire can safely carry. The ampacity of a wire depends on its size, insulation type, and the ambient temperature. The NEC provides tables that list the ampacity of different types of wire under various conditions. It's important to select a wire with an ampacity that is sufficient for the load it will be carrying. Overloading a wire can cause it to overheat and potentially start a fire. The NEC also specifies the minimum size of wire that can be used for different types of circuits. For example, a 15 amp circuit typically requires 14 American wire gauge (AUG) wire, while a 20 amp circuit typically requires 12 AWG wire. These requirements are designed to ensure that the wiring is adequate to handle the load and prevent overheating. In addition to selecting the right type and size of wire, it's also important to use the correct wiring methods. The NEC specifies various wiring methods that are acceptable for different types of installations. For example, wiring can be run in conduit cable trays or directly attached to surfaces. Each wiring method has its own advantages and disadvantages, and the appropriate method will depend on the specific application. Conduit provides excellent protection for wiring and is often required in commercial and industrial settings. Cable trays are a convenient way to support large runs of wiring, and they are often used in data centers and other facilities with extensive cabling. Direct attachment is a simple and cost-effective wiring method that is suitable for some residential applications. When working with electrical wiring, it's important to follow all safety precautions. Always disconnect the power before working on any wiring. Use insulated tools to prevent electrical shock. Wear safety glasses to protect eyes from flying debris. And never work on electrical wiring when wet or standing in water. It is also important to properly ground all electrical equipment. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to protect against electrical shock. The grounding system should be properly installed and maintained to ensure that it is effective. If any questions about electrical wiring or safety exist, consult a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's important to take all necessary precautions to protect against electrical shock and fire. Remember, THHW wire is suitable for certain applications, but it is not designed for submersion in water. Using the correct type of wire is essential for safety and reliability. Choose submersible pump wire or marine wire for underwater applications. Always consult with a qualified electrician for electrical installations, especially those near water. Electrical safety is paramount, and proper planning and execution can prevent accidents. Regular maintenance and inspections are also crucial for ensuring the long-term safety and reliability of electrical systems. Be aware of the potential hazards associated with electricity and always take the necessary precautions to protect against them. Electrical codes and regulations are in place for a reason, and compliance with these standards is essential for ensuring safety and preventing accidents. Taking the time to understand these codes and regulations can help prevent costly mistakes and potentially dangerous situations. When working with electricity, always prioritize safety and follow best practices. Electrical safety training can provide the knowledge and skills needed to work safely with electricity. Many organizations offer electrical safety training courses, and these courses can be invaluable for electricians, maintenance workers, and anyone else who works with electricity. In addition to following safety precautions, it's also important to use high-quality electrical equipment. Cheap or poorly made electrical equipment can be a safety hazard, and it's worth investing in quality equipment that is designed to last. Look for equipment that is certified by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories (UL) or Canadian Standards Association (CSA). These certifications indicate that the equipment has been tested and meets certain safety standards. When purchasing electrical equipment, be sure to read the product specifications carefully to ensure that it is suitable for the intended application. Consider the voltage, current, and power requirements of the equipment and choose equipment that is designed to handle these requirements. Overloading electrical equipment can cause it to overheat and potentially start a fire. Regular inspections of electrical equipment can help identify potential problems before they become safety hazards. Look for signs of damage such as frayed wires, cracked insulation, or loose connections. If any problems are found, the equipment should be repaired or replaced immediately. Electrical systems should be inspected regularly by a qualified electrician. These inspections can help identify potential problems that may not be apparent to the untrained eye. Electrical inspections are especially important in older buildings where the wiring may be outdated or damaged. Proper maintenance of electrical systems can help extend their lifespan and prevent costly repairs. Regular cleaning of electrical equipment can help prevent overheating and other problems. It is also important to keep electrical equipment dry and free from moisture. Moisture can cause corrosion and other damage to electrical components. When working with electrical equipment, always follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. These instructions provide important information about the safe operation and maintenance of the equipment. Failure to follow the manufacturer's instructions can void the warranty and potentially create a safety hazard. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By taking the necessary precautions and following best practices, it is possible to work safely with electricity and prevent accidents. Educating oneself about electrical safety is a valuable investment that can protect against electrical shock, fires, and other hazards. Always remember that electricity is a powerful force that must be treated with respect.